Hello, Buju. Welcome back. As I was telling you earlier, a little while ago, it's time to take lunch break. See what I got, and see what. Hopefully, I ain't too close to that fire there. See what I got. Oh, yeah, you are, dude. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, blessings for the food, bread. Oh, this my tuna. I always get the tuna and water because then you know it's going to stay good and fresh. Because all the other oils and tuna and stuff, got all them germs and all those ickies in there stuff, So you want to get the tuna in the water because, yeah, then you know what it actually is that you're eating. So and that's the truth is, it's just, you get what I'm saying. Oh, holy man, right on. Don't forget the ghetto juice. Right on. It'll last me all the way till tomorrow. Then tonight, good for them. Thanks, cousin. Thanks, cousin, for that. Blessed. Some tuna. Onion. I don't want to get my bread too close to this fire over here because I don't want my stuff to get hot or melt, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So I'll just set it down here until that thing goes down a little bit. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. That can go there. Never leave home without the fork. You gotta have the fork. Because without the fork, I mean, you can do it the old style in it and use your fingers and go, eat like that if you want. Go ahead. More. What you call it? So, yeah. Ended up being a nice day today, man. I really enjoyed being out there and getting my supplies, getting my little camp going and established. I mean, every day I look forward to, something new and exciting in my life, and, that's what keeps me moving and stuff on a regular daily basis, and that's what I'm going to continue to strive for, is what it is I want, man, to achieve. That's why I can't wait to go down to Oregon 101, because when I go down there, I'm going to be surrounded by ocean water and scenery and a fun adventure and excitement and stuff like that, and that's kind of what I'm excited to do, just like I said, live off the land and live off the land and show support once some food, established, get cooked on here, then I'm not trying to eat off no dirty, so I cleaned it off as much as possible, so we'll have to settle with what it is I got, man. Use what I got. I ain't got nothing else to use, so I use what I got, man. I was thinking, a long time ago there, man. Back when I was young, man, living up in northern White Earth a little ways, and my dad and them guys, we all set up camp out behind my grandma's, man, and we lived off nature, man. It is all that we could do. Every morning my grandma would have pancakes, sausage, bacon, eggs. We'd come in the house in the morning, get bathed up, get ready for school, jump on a bus, come back home, have dinner, get to play around for a little while, raise hell, and back to the camp. Back to the camp. And some of the things I like doing, Oh. Wonder why that is, man. Whenever you sit in a certain area, the smoke always comes to you for some reason. Anybody ever wonder the same thing? Why is it when you instantly sit down at a fire, it seems like that smoke automatically comes right to you. And I always wondered that too, and I was wondering if that's a good thing, bad thing, because I would like to know too. But let's continue. Got to be real careful so you don't get cut along the way. Because when you're out in the woods and you ain't got no means for any kind of medicine, band-aids or nothing, then you got to use what you got to use, And there's some couple of ashes in there, but oh well. I always leave a little juice in my tuna, man, for all the preservatives and stuff like that. You know, and that's a lot of protein in the juice too. Drinking straight tuna juice is good for you too. You know, you mix it up with various things, various things. Um, that's that's a good way to get energy too. You know, so yeah. Yeah, when I went to town today, you know, I walked the town and was thinking to myself, thinking about myself how much, you know, Mother Earth, you know, changed this world, and uh, I don't want to say corrupt the world, but you know, brought a lot of anger to our country, or to our people, or whatever it is, you know. And I know that if I would continue to go down the road I went down, you know, with the drinking and getting high, you know, I quit getting high and stuff, man, for, you know, the sake of my kids. You know, my kids was all I had, you know, and I was married for uh 10 years and whatnot, and you know, I thought the marriage was going good and stuff like that, man, until, you know, I started finding out flaws, man, about my spouse. And when I was finding out flaws and stuff, you know, that the flaws were, you know, good flaws, you know, I started to investigate that, you know, it's a possibility that she was, well, it's not a possibility, you know, it's 100% proven that, you know, she was in love with the I want to say, to a menace to society, you know, a person that, you know, abused children and neglected children and hit women all of his life and stuff like that, man. And that's what the life she chose, what she left me, where I was, and I got addicted to meth, but you know, anybody would get addicted to some kind of alternative, you know, to keep their mind at ease on not thinking about, you know, that fact of your wife running around cheating on you, keeping you from your kids, you know, and falsely accusing you of things that you never had nothing to do with, you know. And I'm a victim of that. I think every day, you know, I pray to my kids, and I'm hoping that, you know, I can hold them here soon. You know, not a day that doesn't. I'm not doing this, you know, to prove a fact or anything. I'm doing this, you know, because, you know, you know, when I grew up around here, you know, both my parents were alcoholic, abusive, and you know, that led me to do a lot of the things that landed me in prison too. You know, I was, you know, sent to prison for, you know, doing things that I shouldn't have been doing, breaking the laws of some sort, you know, and yeah, I paid my consequences, you know. And when my son and daughter was born, you know, I want to make that change. I wanted to make that difference, so I moved to Wisconsin. And when I moved to Wisconsin, I thought everything was going good, you know. I had my home. I had, you know, my four children, my two stepchildren. You know, I loving that. You know, watching them grow. You know, something that I enjoyed doing all my life. You know, I just wanted to be that parent to my children, because my parents was never around. You know, to you know, make me even feel loved. You know, and I'm sorry to say that about them. I love my parents deeply, but you know, that's how it was as a native. Uh, I want to say it's like I don't want to say it's a refugee camp, but it's a village, you know, that these guys kept us in. You know, they didn't want us to learn, the white man didn't want us to learn our language. They kept us from our language, and they abused, you know, our people, so we wouldn't learn our language, you know. And that was wrong for, you know, I believe, the white people to do. But then again, I'm not trying to be racist. I'm not trying to do this. I'm just trying to tell you how it is, because when I grew up around here, man, it wasn't bad, man. It wasn't bad at all, man, as it is as of now, and nowadays I look at people I grew up with, and I love them to death still, man. I don't care if you're on drugs. If I grew up with you and I know who you are, I love you, and I always respect you. Try not to disrespect my friends that I grew up around with, especially around the res, man, because them are my Aryan brotherhood and sisterhood nations. No, I'm just kidding. But that's my people, that I grew around with and I got to know over the years, and I respect that. And nowadays, you try to talk to a past friend or whatever, it's like it's like they don't know you. It's either you're trying to get over on them. I mean, get over on them on money, you know, uh, uh, being sneaky and stuff, and trying to get over on another individual is is not right. I mean, I've done it, several different times, and I I I don't, what you call that, no more. Live that lifestyle no more. I'm trying not to live that lifestyle anyway. But like I said, I take it, at a day at a time, and without the power and the grace of the Creator, uh, I don't know what it is I'd be doing right now. I'd probably be in jail, uh, whatever. But I'm fighting for my kids right now. I got court here on the 12th. Show your support. Show your support. Anybody that's ever been around me or been a Facebook friend of mine on my previous Facebook, all the lives I did with my children, all this and that, me cuddling them and all this and that, show your support to me, man, because makes me feel good. And I love you guys, man. And if you want to come join me, man, all you got to do is hit me up, 218-401-1879. That's my cell. If anybody needs help or, advice or just to talk, about anything that's on your mind, man, I'm here to listen and here to, to support you and try to give you as much advice as I can possibly can, if I can. But I'm gonna make a sandwich here, man, and eat a few chips and uh, start getting ready for. Put that down there so that I don't get warm, spoil real quick, so I can get ready for tonight. You know. I was gonna go to a talking circle up in Pine Point tonight, but I think I'm just gonna kick back at home, man, and fucking get, stay warm. And yeah, I feel good today, man. Nice and warm. It's a nice day. You know, God, the Creator's gifted me with supper, lunch, breakfast. Which is good. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, for making this happen. And uh, whatever, you know. Nothing like an old-fashioned tuna sandwich. Oh, that fucking smoke. And I gotta get a little Bluetooth speaker or something out here, man. That fucking be jamming out to some tunes, power music or something, man. That's another goal too. I'm gonna try to get some, some tunes and stuff, so I can relax, man, in peace. I was trying to find some fresh jalapenos on my way back, man, but my one of my friends was gone, so maybe next time. I hope my little bobcat comes back, man. He usually comes when he smells food. He usually comes, and I haven't seen him around here at all. My little orange bobcat that I got, he comes to me and he watches over me, and he comes at nighttime. Well, he comes whenever he wants to come, and he always shows his presence. And um, yeah, he's my friend. I was hoping that he would come around here so I could give him a chip or two, but I haven't seen him yet. Yeah, there ain't no birds chirping or nothing today, man. So it's a pretty quiet day, pretty calm. This is just the early part of what I got in store for me, man. The worst is yet to come, man. And you know, I mean, what if it wasn't nice out right now? I wouldn't be sitting here enjoying this meal. So, like I said, I got to be appreciative for what I got, because it could be fucking 30 below out here right now, and I could be freezing my fucking nuts off and fucking going hungry in that tent right now. You know, I bought my tent with what I had left. Out of my SSI check. I'm busted, man. So this is gonna have to work for me. I'll make it work. I'm gonna have to make that motherfucker work, But hey, man, it's survival. Shit. I know this might sound kind of gross and whatnot, but if you guys know what liver is, right? Liver is a real good source of protein, man. And if you're gonna do adventures and stuff like this, like I am doing, whether or not you hate it or you hate the taste of it or not, it's always good, to get that extra 100%. It's 100% protein, that you're consuming from a piece of liver, and out of that, you got a lot of energy out of that, and find whatever it is that you don't, that you like, sauce or whatever. Slam that fucker down with some sauce, and chew that fucking liver sandwich on real quick, man. You be motivated all day long. But um, what I found out to keep me healthy and stuff, man, it was um, tuna, fish, vegetables. I like fresh produce. Cauliflower, broccoli, carrots. Vegetables. I love fish, um, and that's what I live off of. That's what I get my energy from. That's what's going to keep me warm, and with some liver sandwiches and stuff like that this winter. Kind of excited, can't wait. Holy crap. Got it as a dip. Believe it or not, I'm fucking fuller than hell right now, and I don't even think I can eat this whole rest of the sandwich. But like I said, I need some energy. First thing I've had to eat since breakfast this morning, and I need a little energy because I got some things that I got to do yet. So I think I got some what is it? Breakfast burritos tomorrow morning for breakfast. So I'm gonna get it going. Uh, yeah, breakfast burritos tomorrow on the menu. Am I fucking full? I don't want to get too full. I'll be getting lazy. Oh, there's some left over there. If I get some company to come down and see me, they can enjoy a sandwich if they want. Come down, chit chat. So yeah, lunch mission completed. What next adventure am I going to get into now? Yep, yep, yep. Excuse me. I can hear all kinds of sounds. Birds chirping, sun's starting to go down for the night. Uh, Lunch is done. Um, I don't think yeah, just chilling. Please like and subscribe my page. This is how I live and survive outside. And keep on following me, and I'll take you on my adventure. And you guys can come along with me and see how I survive out in the wilderness. Okay, you welcome, and thank you.